Guess what I saw on my way to work? I tried to like take a video or a picture, but I was in a hurry to get here and it was on the highway and cars were switching lanes, so I couldn't.
You saw it on the way to work?
On the highway.
Oh, was it like a bunch of ducks trying to cross the road or something like that?
No, I wish. I love when that happens.
What did you see today? Ice cream truck? I don't know.
No, better. I saw a Tesla semi. Have you ever seen one of those before?
Only on the news. Only when they say like we're test driving these driverless semi.
Oh my God! It was driverless.
Yeah, I think so. That's what they test them for. They normally test them in Nevada though, where the freeways aren't so crowded. Was there a driver in your Tesla semi?
I didn't notice. I didn't look because I didn't realize it was a Tesla semi until I had already gotten in front of it. And the reason it caught my eye was because the front of it did not look like a regular semi. It looked like how the front of Tesla cars look.
Yeah.
And so I saw the headlights and I thought that's a weird looking semi. And then I noticed the T. It wasn't like, so it was a Pepsi truck.
Okay.
So the truck was blue. And the T on the front wasn't silver like on the Tesla cars. It was blue. So it kind of blended in. Like I could see it that it was a Tesla marked car.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice if there was a driver inside. I didn't think to look.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's what it was doing.
Well, if it's a Pepsi vehicle, it probably did have a driver.
Okay.
But yeah, I know that they are working on, what do they call it? Not automated, but whatever, driverless. There's a word for it. Like autopilot semis that can just transport all your stuff. Hell no. Hell no. They don't even get these driverless cars right.
Right?
I wouldn't trust a driverless semi. Hell no. Hell
they at
no.
least need to be in their own lane.
Like give them give them their own freeway.
They need their own like train tracks to be on away from people.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Anyways, I saw one today and my mind was blown.
That's pretty cool. I don't think I've seen one.
I didn't even know they existed.
All right, let me get your mom take on this. Because moms seem to know certain things that those of us without kids don't know. You know what a dust devil is? A dust devil? Like those little mini tornadoes. Like wind will come around like a parking lot or a baseball field and you see a little like tornado thing happen, right? Did you see this viral video of a kid? He was a catcher on a little league team and a dust devil came up behind home plate and the umpire like grabbed him?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. It's what is so dangerous about these things? Because every time that video popped up on my timeline, it was like, umpire saves kid from dust devil. Umpire jumped into action and rescued the kid. Like
from a mom's standpoint, it looks like they look pretty young.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, it looks like the catcher started panicking.
Okay.
He looked scared. He looked like he didn't know which direction he was facing. He didn't know where the ball was. Am I going to get hit? Like he looked like he started freaking out.
But it's just a little dust. Like it'll blow right past you.
Yeah, but he's like 6. He doesn't know.
Okay, so that's where he saved him, he rushed into action, or those headlines are coming from. The kid was scared. He wasn't in danger, right? I'm trying to figure out like what the danger is of a dust devil.
All it says is that he was engulfed by a dust devil.
Yeah.
And a nearby umpire jumped into action, pulled the player from the mini sandstorm. I think it's just like
it's a lot to do about nothing.
It's an act of kindness type of like.
Oh, okay.
Like, look how sad this. Like, watch it again. The little kid looked like discombobulated. Like, didn't know what was going on. He probably was breathing it in. Like,
all right. I don't know. And then the umpire, who's a woman, by the way, that's awesome that she's behind the plate.
Like, all she did was grab him and move him, and then she like walked away. It wasn't like so we need CPR. Like,
when this story first started going viral earlier this week, those were all the adjectives that were being thrown around, like saved him, rushed into action.
Well, yeah, she saved him. That doesn't mean he was
what?
From being scared. Like, that doesn't mean he was dying.
I thought there was something that I wasn't getting.
You're one
with
of those
dust
people that
devils.
like to just complain about everything.
I couldn't figure out what's the danger. Like, the way that they were selling the story to me made me think the kid was in danger. And I'm like, I don't know enough about dust devils. Like, do they suck all the oxygen out so you're essentially in a vacuum and you're going to die? Like, that's where I was going because I've never heard that before.
They look very young, and it looked like, it's like.
I already was scared. I get it. I thought there was something more to it.
No, I don't think there's any more to it.
Oh, what if a dust devil goes? What if it can be directional? Then, yeah, there's that.
So,
go ahead.
Jelani cussed in front of me for the first time. This isn't the first time I've heard him cuss.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's cussed, like, to me.
So if you guys don't know, Lizette has an 11-year-old boy, and he dropped a cuss word for the first time in front of her today.
Which wasn't really a cuss. Like, I've heard him say things before when he's playing video games with his friends, and he doesn't think I can hear him, but he doesn't realize how loud he's yelling.
Yeah.
Today I picked him up from school, and I had brought him Burger King that was just like waiting in the car. So we opened the door. There's Burger King there on the seat. He goes, "Hell yes." And I understand there's worse cuss words.
Sure.
That is like the baby of cuss words.
Right. That's where you start. You start with hell instead of heck.
He does usually say heck. This time he said hell, and then he kind of like looked at me like, "Am I going to get in trouble? Can I say this now?" And of course, I was like, "Don't fucking talk like that to me." I didn't mean to cuss on this podcast. We're trying really hard not to. Anyways.
Did you cuss at him though?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
don't effing say hell.
I did like, "Don't talk to me like that."
Good.
And he was like, "It's not that bad and I was like, "I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you talking like that." And he goes, "Heck yes." I was like, "There you go. Get in the car. Let's go." Do you remember? I remember the first time I cussed in front of my dad and the first time I cussed in front of my mom.
I don't think I've ever cussed in front of my dad. No, I don't think I have. And there was 2 times that I said a bad word in front of my mom. There was consequences for both.
Okay.
But even to this day, as a grown up, I still will not say a bad word in front of my parents at all.
What was the bad word that you said in front of your mom?
So as you're talking, so there was one when you first brought this up on the radio. I'm like, all right, cool. I have a story that I can't tell on the radio, but when we do the Uncensored podcast, I can bring it up. And then, perfect. And then just now, when you're talking about Jelani saying hell instead of heck, I'm like, oh.
That's what you said?
No, there was another one. So I forgot. So the first one, I think this was the first time I cussed. I said, probably yelling at my brother. And I'm like, "Don't be such a jerk off." And my mom goes, "Oh, what did you say? Don't say that." I'm like, no, it's okay. I said, like, that's not the bad one. The bad one is jack off. So I tried it, because in my mind there was a difference. Like, no, jerk off is completely different than jack off. And my mom's like, what'd you say? I'm like, no, that's not the bad one. The bad one is the other one. It's the jack. I didn't say jack.
Oh my God.
So I tried to explain my way out of that, like your son tried to explain his way out of hella versus hecka.
Yeah.
So the first time I like full cuss though, full cuss. We were at the beach. We were like staying in this beach house, a summer vacation thing, and my sister was making me mad. My older sister, I forget what she was doing, but I yelled her name. I said, "Older sister, you're such a bitch." Or I said, like, "Stop being a bitch." Hardcore. Like that was a hardcore.
How old were you? How old were you for when you jacked off?
I must have been, I'm trying to think when we would go to this beach house. I was probably
when you jerked off in front of your mom.
No. This was between the ages of like 8 and 12, maybe somewhere in there.
That is like the biggest age gap.
Yeah,
somewhere between 8 and 16.
I think when I called my brother a jerk off, I said, "Don't be such a jerk off." She goes, "What?" I'm like, "That's not the bad one." But I think the bitch was probably like 10, actually maybe 11, but still.
Oh yeah, so you said that with your chest.
I'm like, "You're such a bitch." And so then I don't know where she was. My mom, she came from wherever she was, grabbed me by my arm.
Oh no.
Walked me into the bathroom. Walked is putting it mildly. Dragged me into the bathroom. I'm like, "What's going on?" puts me in front of the sink. She gets like the soap, and I've heard about people getting their mouth washed out with soap before. I've heard about it. It's never happened in my family. So I was the groundbreaker. I broke that glass ceiling. So she, and even, it's funny because even as she's doing it, I go, is this how it's supposed to happen? This doesn't seem right.
I thought they were supposed to stick like a bar of soap in your mouth.
That's what I heard also. But she puts on the water, gets a bar of soap. She does like the lathery thing with her hands. And then like my mouth.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
I don't think I've ever told this story before. Did I?
I think I've heard it before, yeah.
So that was, I said bitch in front of my mom, got my mouth washed out with soap. And then I think she made me stay in that room for like an hour. Like, you're grounded.
School. You got your mouth washed out with soap.
Right? Right? Hella old school. That's super old school.
That's very old school.
What was your first cuss word?
Which one? My mom or my dad?
Which one? Go with the easy one first.
Okay.
And then escalate it.
Okay. The easy one was I don't know how old I was, for sure in elementary school. My dad had rearranged the living room, like moved furniture around and stuff. And he was like sitting on the couch watching the news or TV or something like that. And I walked in, I think I was like playing outside. I walked in and saw that the living room had been changed like dramatically. Everything was in different spots.
Yeah.
And I remember I went, what the hell happened? And then he made me stand in the corner.
How old were you? When you dropped hell, how old were you?
I don't know. I know I was in elementary school. Like I was small.
And that was a thing growing up in Northern California. Everyone's saying hella, right? But if you can't say hella in front of your mom and your dad, so it's hecka. It's hecka.
I remember I said, what the hell happened? Just because he rearranged the living room and I got in so much trouble. And he made me stand in the corner.
Facing the wall? Oh, wow. I've always heard of that. I've never had to do that.
Really?
I've sat in the corner before.
My dad used to always make us stand against the wall or stand in the corner, and then he would like forget about us.
But you would be facing the wall, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then the second one was in middle school. I was in 7th grade, so I probably was like 12, 13, something like that. I was in the car with my mom and my little sister. We went to Foster's Freeze.
Oh, yeah.
And my little sister got a grape slushie. And she apparently like was sick or something. She threw up her grape slushie in like the back seat. I was sitting next to her. And I remember it got on my backpack. And you know, when someone throws up next to you, you like panic.
Yeah.
So I think I like yelled, or I was like, oh my God. But when I yelled, I scared my mom who was driving. So she got mad at me for scaring her.
Right.
And she yelled at me for yelling. And I was so like flustered because like, why am I getting in trouble? Like she's back here throwing up. So I was like, she just fucking threw up all over me.
You dropped the F word?
I dropped the F-bomb.
Wow, that's huge.
In my Catholic school girl uniform.
That's
because it was
huge.
after school. I dropped the F-bomb in front of my mom.
Whoa.
And I didn't even get in trouble.
Oh, you didn't get in trouble at all?
No. She didn't even say anything. Like, I didn't continuously cuss after that, but I think she saw that I also was like panicking.
Sure.
And so it just came out. But yeah, I didn't get in trouble for it. She kept a wooden spoon in her glove compartment and everything, just specifically to whoop us in the back seat.
Offsetting penalties is what that's called. Wow. I mean, I know there's people who they've cussed in front of their parents. It was free range to drop cuss words in the household, and maybe even still to this day. Nah, not me. Not our household. Not even when I was growing up or even right now. Nope. Can't do it. I mean, back then it was like, you don't want to get your ass beat, but now it's just out of respect. Like, I'm not going to cuss in front of my mom.
I don't in front of my mom. I do in front of my dad.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Huh.
My mom would have her feelings would be hurt.
Yeah, because she raised you better. She hopes that she raised you better. Lizette always comes with like Netflix suggestions. And she goes, you got to watch this. I'm like, all right, cool. And then before I even get a chance, she comes with, you got to watch this. Now you got to watch this. Now you got to watch this. So you go, hey, I watched The Mother by J-Lo. It came out Mother's Day weekend, whatever.
And Omari Hardwick.
And then, who's that?
Omari Hardwick?
He was in the movie?
Yeah.
Who was he?
Who was he in the movie, or who was he as an actor?
Well, in the movie, he was the black dude?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was his name. I knew him from something. Okay, cool. So J-Lo and Omari Hardwick come out in this movie. So Lizette's like, you're not going to watch it. So let me tell you how dumb this is. And she runs down the plot for me. I'm like, yeah, that movie sounds lame. I go home that night. And my fiance's like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, I don't care. She goes, how about The Mother? I'm like, nah, I heard it's whack. And she goes, from who? I'm like, Lizette. Lizette told me it was whack. She goes, I want to see it. Because J-Lo's my girl. She's an assassin. Of course we have to watch an assassin movie. I'm like, all right. I just hope the daughter doesn't get kidnapped. Just to be a jerk, to kind of ruin it.
God.
And she goes, come on. I'm like, all right, fine, let's watch it. So we're watching the movie. It's not that great. It really is horrible.
Right, I told you.
However, there's a scene.
But do you see the part where I told you it starts getting really like, okay, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
A lot of the special effects and like the stunts, like you could tell. Oh, like they're on a motorcycle. First off. So J-Lo is on a motorcycle with no helmet, and she's like, ring.
Oh, I know that part also. I was like, yeah, fucking right.
So as someone who drives a motorcycle, she's got no helmet on. Her hair's not blowing. Her daughter's like running down the street. So J-Lo goes, daughter, grab my hand. And she's like, ring. Motorcycles over to her daughter, grabs the daughter's hand and like whips her up onto the back of the motorcycle.
Yeah,
which
no, that's not happening.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to have that balance. You're not going to have the strength. And there's a quick shot of both of them now on the motorcycle. Nobody's hair is whipping in the wind. It's just like down to their shoulders. I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm so mad at this movie.
That part also made me like, okay, that wouldn't. Like, she would grab the little girl in real life. She would maybe grab the little girl's arm. She would be getting dragged down the street. Like,
no. Little girl's gonna burn her leg on the exhaust pipe.
She's gonna burn her pants off.
Yeah. So
she's gonna get dragged down the street and her pants are gonna come off. That's what's gonna happen in real life.
There's a scene where J-Lo is up. She's living in this is not a spoiler, but she's living in this cabin, like she's hiding out from people. She's up at night. She smokes a cigarette in the middle of the night. Did you catch that part?
What do you mean she smokes a cigarette in the middle of the night?
J-Lo is up, I guess just like waiting, and she's smoking a cigarette. Fast forward a couple scenes, the daughter like goes to smoke a cigarette and J-Lo goes, don't put that in your mouth.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen someone like J-Lo smoke a cigarette in a movie? Like, they don't smoke in movies anymore. It just stood out to me because nobody smokes in movies. And the fact that she's like, I'm just going to smoke a cigarette real quick. It's like, what? How is J-Lo smoking a cigarette? Where is this happening? When was the last time you saw someone smoke a cigarette in a movie? Especially the hero. And the heroes never smoke cigarettes. J-Lo's the hero. She's lighting up a cancer stick. It was the weirdest thing to me.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. Yeah, they don't do it in movies.
I don't feel like I ever noticed. Why don't they do it in movies?
The heroes never smoke. Something about bad influence.
Well, this is not a movie for kids.
It's a thing in Hollywood. I think it's a thing against the Philip Morris Corporation. It's a whole thing. It didn't catch you off guard.
No, she's not necessarily. I think it fit her character.
It was jarring to me, and I don't use that word lightly. By the way, where's the camera? Look at what Lizette got me.
I have one too.
Oh, speaking of redheads, okay, I got a couple things.
I'd spin it.
I was on a flight the other day as I pull up this redhead thing. I was on a flight. Some kid who's sitting a couple rows in front of me gets on, is walking, walks past her seat.
Who?
Just some kid, I don't know. I'm sitting in aisle 20. This kid is sitting in aisle 15. And then mom goes, hey, kid, we're up here. And kid goes, oh, okay. I look, there's a suitcase in the middle of the aisle. And I'm kind of like surrounded by like older people. So I'm like, hey, is this yours? Do you need help putting it up? She goes, no, it's not mine. The kid from row 15 left her suitcase in the aisle.
How old were they?
Like 12, 13. Old enough to know better. But just wheeled her suitcase down, left it in the aisle. And I'm asking like the old lady next to me, is this yours? Do you want me to put it up? Because there's a suitcase in the aisle. She goes, no, it's not mine. And my fiance goes, I think it's theirs from up there. So I go, excuse me, like 3-4 rows in front of me. Is this your suitcase? And she goes, huh? And I'm like, the pink suitcase, is this yours? And she goes, oh yeah. Like, Claudia, you didn't put it up? She goes, no. Like, no, it's not my job. So I'm like, I got it. Don't worry. That was the outbound flight.
I would have put that suitcase up in some random...
Yeah, aisle 36.
Watch them looking for their suitcase at the end of the flight. Got to wait for everybody to get off the plane just to walk to the back.
Right.
to get their suitcase.
Oh, you're sitting in row 15? Guess what? It's
Bet.
behind
It's
the
in
bathroom.
row 47.
Yeah, exactly. So that's on my outbound flight. I'd never seen that happen before.
Yeah, me either.
Coincidentally, on my return flight, again, I didn't see what happened, but somebody leaves their suitcase in the aisle, but then like sits down as the flight attendant is walking, an older flight attendant too, trips over it. Walking, it's a narrow plane, trips over it, stumbles, does that thing where you're falling forward, but you're able to like catch your feet. And she goes, trying to be nice, she goes, did somebody leave a suitcase in the aisle? And then some other lady, I can't remember, I think it was a kid too, but not a kid like 8 years old, kid like middle school, high school. Like, oh yeah, that's mine. Like a row back and like grab it and put it up. So I've never seen it happen. It happens twice on one
I've
trip.
never seen that happen before either.
Who's not pulling their suitcases up to the overhead? Who's the weirdest thing? So look, I have red hair and freckles. I've said this a couple times. For people who don't know me, for people who haven't seen me, I get the impression they think I look like if Ed Sheeran and Ronald McDonald had a baby. Like Bozo the Clown, bright red hair. Because my buddy sent me a text, some BuzzFeed article. 25 best red hair men's hairstyles. Ginger haircut ideas for 2023.
And it's all your haircut?
No, but scroll through. Look at how bright red all of these hair models are.
This one looks like you.
See, there you go. As I'm looking through this article, the brightest red hair you've ever seen. And I'm thinking, that is so stereotypical.
This is what he looks like in the morning.
Me? But as bright red as that hair is, that Ronald McDonald, Ed Sheeran hair,
fringe.
Do people have that vision? Like, oh, that's probably what strawberry looks like.
Yeah.
Shut up! That's what people think I look like.
This is even like what your the animations that you had created.
Yeah, our cartoons.
That's what you look like. You gave yourself bright ass red hair and white ass skin.
I'm not gonna come out with a glowing tan. That is inauthentic.
I mean, you could have gave yourself a little bit of
sun,
pink undertone.
But look at how bright that hair is on those hair models.
It's not that bright.
Compared to me? See, stop laughing in the camera. Stop it. Stop it. So people are out there reading articles like this.
You just looked like...
People are reading articles like this, thinking that all redheads look like that.
But you did used to look like this when you were younger. You said.
A little, not that bright. A little brighter. My brother had the bright red hair.
Okay, first of fucking all, this guy is not a redhead.
Yeah,
this
he is.
Hair is photoshopped on.
You think?
Look at it. Are you joking? Look at the roots around his face.
Oh.
He's like light brown, dirty blonde.
He's an imposter. Is that what you're thinking?
How do you feel about that?
Look at this guy. He's a Viking.
Couldn't even get a real redhead.
My buddy always sends me these like redhead articles like, hey, redheaded people are dying. Like they're going to be extinct.
I'm going to Google
look at this
redhead fun facts and see how many of these you know.
Okay.
Redheads are less likely to go gray.
Hell yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
There are proportionately more redheads featured in commercials than there are in the world.
Oh, percentage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You knew that too?
I know that there's not too many of us out there, but I figure I'm like, hey, look, we're in a lot of commercials now. Yeah, it's
Redheads
disproportionate. Yeah, you're right.
Are at higher risk than the rest of the population for cancer.
For
skin cancer.
Damn it, I didn't know that. Makes sense. That sucks. I'll bet I go see a dermatologist.
Redheads are not going extinct, despite what the internet says.
The internet keeps saying that. We're not procreating enough.
It says, despite plenty of debunked studies that pop up around the internet every few years, redheads are not going extinct.
Oh, cool. It's good news for everybody.
There's a National Love Your Red Hair Day.
Yeah.
What month is it in?
April or May?
November.
That's right.
New Zealand has a Redhead Days Festival. It's the world's largest annual gathering of redheads. Did you know that?
I knew that there was one somewhere in Europe, and I've been trying to go to it, but it was it was postponed like before COVID, and it's never come back. I didn't know it was in New Zealand though.
Redheads are more likely to be gay.
No.
Gotcha. And on that note, thank you for coming to our podcast. That last one was a joke, by the way, guys.
I know it was. We are going extinct. This is true.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know, man.
Are you like ever afraid you're going to wake up one day and you're just going to like
be the only one?
Poof. It's going to be like the redhead rapture. You all just go extinct.
No, but you know how like motorcycles, when they see each other on the freeway, like they throw each other a peace sign?
Motorcycles throw each other's peace signs?
When a motorcycle rider sees another motorcycle rider.
Oh, okay, that makes much more sense.
They throw each other a peace sign. You've seen that before, right?
Yeah.
Jeep owners do that too. Jeeps have a thing. Us redheads do a thing too. We go, hey, see you at the meeting. Or we have a joke like.
But your hair's not that red anymore.
Because I have product in it. And yeah, I haven't been out in the sun. In the summer, it's probably going to get redder now that the sun is like 90 degrees.
Your beard is more like strawberry blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair is not. Your hair is dark.
My hair is getting darker, which is better because I think it was pretty red when I was in high school. But A, I have product in it, and B, I haven't been in the sun a lot. So no product, and in the sun, it will lighten up a little bit. You'll see it. I'm fine. I'm okay.
You.
All right, I'm cool.
Did you know that Neutrogena, I don't know why looking at your face just reminded me of this. Neutrogena sells 100 proof face sunscreen.
100 proof? Or SPF?
SPF, that's what I meant.
Ah, okay.
Not the alcohol.
I have seen 100 SPF, but I thought I read Neutrogena. Like after a certain number, it doesn't do anything. I think the highest is like 50 or...
Neutrogena has a 100 SPF face sunscreen. Yeah. You know how much it costs?
Huh.
It's like $200 and something for a little bottle.
You know how fast I would go through that?
Mm-hmm.
When I go on vacation with my fiance, I go through about a bottle. If we go somewhere, like if we go to Hawaii for a week.
Like a normal size?
Yeah, it's regular size.
Bottle?
Yeah, a bottle of sunblock. If we go to like Hawaii for a week.
I don't think I've ever finished a bottle of sunblock.
Mexico for a week. Oh, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I have pale skin. And if I don't put anything on it,
you know what works really good that I put on my face? So the summer that I was going to Atlanta.
Yes. What'd you put on your face when you were in Atlanta for a summer?
I went to Target to buy sunscreen for my face.
Yeah.
And because it was the summer and it was the Target in Washington, all of the white people sunscreen was sold out.
Okay.
Right? All gone. They had one little section. You know how Target started selling like black-owned products?
Yeah.
They had one little section of a black-owned sunscreen. It's called like Black Girl sunscreen or something like that. It's like a little black bottle. It was all they had. So I bought a bottle because I was like, well, it's better than nothing. I need something. And it actually works so good.
Huh.
I still have it. I still use it. I brought it when I went to Vegas last year also.
Yeah.
And I put it... No, not Vegas. When I went to Disneyland.
It's called Black Girl Sunscreen. You're right.
Yeah. I took it to Disneyland and I put it like on my face, my neck. I put it on my arms because, you know, you're out walking around all day and it's beaming hot over there.
No shade.
And not even like a tint of red, sunburn, nothing. I was like, this worked kind of good.
Yeah.
So I use it on my face. And then the one time I didn't have it because I was going to Salinas, like who needs sunscreen in Salinas?
Yeah.
I got sunburn.
Now you know how it is for my people. All right, let's wrap up this podcast.
But I'm not peeling. I think I just look a little tan now.
Just your recent Salinas trip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, you do got some sun. On Instagram, we are at Strawberry and Lizette.
Oh, I'm Lizette Love at
Lizette
LOVEE.
Yes,
I forgot how to do this.
I'm at Strawberry Radio. We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.
Bye.